The slowest man in boxing. Hey, my man. What's up?
Hey, how's it going, man? How you doing, man?
Good, good.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. Derrick, appreciate you taking the time. I know you don't get out there a lot, so it's great to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, so the last couple of weeks we kept talking to Jeff. He's back and forth to Florida, and he's not going to Florida. So explain to us your last fight and the whole drama there and how that ended up turning out.
Well, I had a fight. Yeah, I did have a fight a couple of weeks ago. The fight was originally scheduled for August 25th. And I had a problem with my opponent. He had an injury. So it was postponed and pushed back to the 29th. What I'm learning, man, about doing the promotional side of boxing is that stuff happens all the time behind the scenes that people actually don't never see and never hear about. So I'm just getting a taste of that part of boxing.
How do you like the promotion? It seems like every fighter's getting into that. So is it a big pain in the ass, or do you enjoy it? Or
I like it, but it's a lot of work. You have to build up a team, man, and that's what I'm working on, building up a team to take a lot of pressure off me because it's kind of difficult, worrying about who's doing what, and then you still got to train and prepare for a fight. So there's a lot to it, man. It's not an easy task, but I think at the end it's worth it. The reward is there, and I was able to go in and get the job done, so, everything worked out for me.
So you ended up ultimately, it's kind of strange, but I know you had so many problems with the opponents thing, but ultimately you fought a guy who was making his debut, huh? How was that?
No, his record was actually a little bit different than that. It was 18-3. It wasn't his debut. Most of his fights were he's from the Dominican Republic, so most of his fights was over there, and I don't know how. He was 18-3 so I don't know how that came out. I actually saw that on BoxRec. Yeah, but it's okay.
What were you gonna say, Jeff?
I said no, it's okay. I mean, the guy, it was what it was. I got a good 5 rounds out of the fight. I was able to get the guy out of there, and I landed back on my feet. And now I'm looking forward to fighting in December.
All right. So now you came back. You've only had a handful of fights in the last few years. Jeff, right. I actually want to ask you. You just started working with them. Considering his inactivity and fighting later in his career, what do you think are his strengths at this point, and what he still has to offer?
I think the one thing that I found out when I first started working with Derrick was the fact that, he still has his speed. Tremendous speed. And, actually now he's a little bigger and he's sitting down on his punches more, so now he's even a better puncher. And I think that, a lot of times in boxing, sometime later you mature. And I think that, and that's the case with him now. I think that he's a mature fighter, a smart guy, and, and now he's going to make the most of, of this last opportunity.
All right. What do you still hope to accomplish, Derrick? Like I said, you've only had a handful of fights in the last few years. Do you still have aspirations for pursuing a title and think you have that kind of ability?
Oh, yeah, most definitely, man. The hunger had went away a couple of years ago, and I just, pretty much wasn't, my desire, my drive wasn't there, But, I'm most definitely motivated. I dropped from 190 pounds all the way down to 140. To make sure that I am really prepared to fight. My focus, my mind, my spirit, everything is 100% on boxing. I realize that the clock is ticking for me, and I don't have time, to waste. So that's why, I did the fight on the 29th, and I'm fighting December 6th here in Pensacola. So I'm not wasting time. I'm staying active, and I feel great, man. It's been an honor and a pleasure to work with Jeff, and I'm learning a lot. He's not as fast as me, but, he got good hands, and it's really a pleasure, man. I'm serious. It's really a pleasure, man, to work with him.
So you said he's not as fast as you, so
No.
How did the gym session go with him?
Man, the gym, I asked him for a combination. I asked him to give me 5 hooks. I'm throwing 6 hooks. He can barely keep up with 4. You know what I'm saying? So my hands is just so much faster than Jeff's. He tries all these little tricks, try to hit me with the mitts, but it just don't work. You know, I don't know if he thought I was going to slow down because I got a little older, but the hand speed and everything is still there. It's not going to happen. So just, you know, just when you talk to him, let Jeff know that he needs to speed his hands up a little bit. Oh, I forgot he was on the air. My bad. I forgot.
Well, hey, Joe, you already know you get the doom like everyone else. No one gets away from the doom.
Yeah, but nah, man, it's really good.
I think he might be right, Joe. I think you're slowing down because I've seen some other guys, you know, kind of starting to get the better of you. The doom system's not quite as effective as it might have once been.
Yeah, I mean, I just know he can't keep up with these hands over here. I don't know about anybody else, but I know these hands that's over here in Florida. These hands are amazing, you know. So I just, you know, my thing is just being mentally prepared, and I know my speed and my power, all that stuff is there. You know, sometimes you get away from doing what you love, and then you get some people don't get the opportunity to go back and make it right or do it and come back and do it better. But I thank God that I have the opportunity to come back and do it. I've never been in no real wars. I've never really been banged on and beat on. So I'm still there. My body's fresh. I feel great, and it's just, you know, I know it's probably a cliche that old fighters when they come back they say the same thing, but I truly really feel great. And I never really, I don't drink, I don't do anything crazy, so I feel good. This is my time, you know, and I'll make the best of it.
Right. So you had mentioned before that, you know, you had kind of lost the motivation, that kind of thing to fight. You know, you fought 4 times since 2005, and you lost to Chris John. What specifically, why did you lose the drive? And when you decided to come back, you know, this was your first fight in 2 years, when you first started getting in there, were you surprised that you still had the skills, or how did that go when you first started, you know, seriously boxing training? What did you think of what you still had left?
Well, sometimes, man, your environment can contaminate you, and you don't like what you're around and what's going on. So I didn't like my environment, and so I had to remove myself from my environment, and I did that. You know, the true story is what really gave me the drive and the motivation to actually fight is when I watched the Ortiz and Mayweather fight. To be very honest with you, I watched that fight, and I knew at that moment that I was coming back. I knew at that moment that I was going to be world champ again. I knew at that moment that I was going to dedicate my life back to the sport that I love and that I miss. I knew that I was going to get from 190 back down to 135. You know, I'm at 40 now. I'm going to 35. I knew that I was going to be able to do that. So I reached out to Jeff, and he was like, yeah, man, most definitely. So I knew at that moment, man, that I was going to be coming back and being motivated to do it. So, you know, it was me sitting around watching, running my restaurant, eating wings, getting fat, and watching Mayweather. I'm serious, watching the Mayweather-Ortiz fight. I knew at that moment that I was coming back out of retirement and fighting and going hard at everybody that's at 135.
So is that, you know, watching Ortiz and Mayweather fight, is that what made you want to get with Jeff, or how did the whole you know, starting to work with him thing come about?
No, that just motivated me to fight. I knew. Me and Jeff, we've been friends and communicated for years, way back in the day, before I became champion, before any of that. But I watched Jeff, and I know how Jeff is by our communication and friendship. He's always been laid back, and I watched him with the mitts. I watched him, and I know he know the game. So I'm a boxer. His technique is boxing. So I knew that it would be a fit for me. At the beginning, I was kind of a little, you know, I didn't know. But once I got to Vegas, and after my first day working with him, I started looking for an apartment, you know, because I knew that's where I want to be. You know, I knew that that's where I wanted to, you know, get my career and get everything back going.
Last question here for me before I turn over to Elliot, who's got a couple questions for you. But
yeah.
How many times, you know, so you've known Jeff for a long time, but the texting thing has only been a few years. So how many times during an average session you work with Jeff you think he texts?
He texts on the phone?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I don't know. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. You know what? Now I think about it, you're right. He is on that phone a lot. You're right, man. I never even thought about that.
When it was.
Oh my God.
That was the best day of his life when it was texting unlimited.
Hold on for a second. Let me tell you something. Now that you say that, he came down here for my fight in August. We were driving, and then it dawned on me. I said, wait a minute. He got a text every second. I said, yo, man, I think I even said to him, you better be glad you got unlimited, because I've never in my life seen someone get so many text messages, man.
We were all at our homes earlier, and his phone keeps making this frog or duck sound because he gets text nonstop.
Every second.
On the Ultimate Fighter, he's a coach under Roy Nelson, and they can't even film, or they can't even show him on camera because all he did was text the entire time.
That's true. You're right. You're absolutely right.
And you know it's true because he's not even defending himself. He knows it's true.
Oh no, I've never in my life seen anyone get that many text messages at one time. And I think we had a conversation about it. It's unbelievable, man.
When I first started with him, that's the only thing I ever did. Always the final question was, how many times does Jeff text during a session with you? Because that's his thing. Now I must say it was a lot, but not as much as when we were driving around town. He probably got a million texts within 22 hours. Jeff, do you want to defend yourself, or are you just going to take it?
He can't. He's an honest man. He can't.
It's true because my phone would die when we would go places because I got so many texts.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I said, that had to have been the best day in your life, Jeff, was when they had the unlimited texting plans, you know.
Yes, when they charged, back in the day we had the two ways, and then some of them on some plans they charged per two-way text or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Jeff, you would have been toe up. That's all I can say.
He's like the big guy going to the buffet. You know, it's the same thing with Jeff when he ordered the texting plan. They're like, oh, no, not you.
You're right.
All right, Eliud, sorry about that, Eliud. I know you had a couple questions for Derrick.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, Derrick, how you doing? This is Eliud.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, man?
Good, thank you. Yeah, I want to take you back to memory lane a little bit. You being from Pensacola, you're great friends with Roy Jones Jr. How did you guys meet up as when you guys were young?
I actually met him in '84. He had just won the Olympic Nationals, and I met him then, and we came up as friends, and then as I started fighting, he became a manager and my promoter.
Yeah. And, a lot of fights that he was main eventing, you was on the undercards, and I noticed that he was always out there watching you fight and making sure that he saw your fight, and then went back to the dressing room. What did that mean to you as a friend in first and, a promoter second?
It felt great. I think he used that to help him stay relaxed and to see exactly our styles so similar to each other. He did that to help him see what was going on with me and what moves I made also in the ring. But it was a great feeling, man. Once I started fighting closer to, his fight, of course he couldn't do it as much, but at the beginning of everything, he was able to do that. And it was a great feeling and a great honor, man, to do that. And I had a great time, actually fighting and being in the gym working out with him. I owe him a lot for giving me the opportunity to do what I do.
Yeah, and then how did it feel to finally, have that belt around your waist back in 2000 when you defeated Freddie Norwood? I mean, not only did you become a world champion, but you also took away Norwood's O. How'd that feel?
It felt great, man. It was an unbelievable night for me. I kind of hate the way the fight turned, but it was a great feeling. I enjoyed it. That's what you live for as a fighter. I had a lot of some other fights that I missed the opportunity to do that, to become world champion, but that particular night was a magic night for me. I was able to beat Norwood, who was an undefeated fighter. He was very tough. To be honest with you, he didn't have to fight dirty. He was automatically tough and strong. But was a great night for me, man. I miss it. That's why I'm doing what I do. That's why I'm training. That's why, you know, I'm taking trips to Vegas to work with Jeff so I can get back to that point, because I miss it, to be very honest with you.
And how cool was it to be featured in a video game in Knockout Kings? I played your character a few times.
Yeah, yeah. They contacted me and asked me to do it, and of course, you know, that's something that, you know, you can't turn that down. You know, having an opportunity to be on a video game, man, it's unreal. I can't play the game. I actually matched myself up against Kevin Kelly, and what happened to me in the first fight is what happened to me on the game. So I kind of tore the game up, you know. But you know, I enjoy the game. I actually went out and bought both games to frame them and have them put up, you know, for my kids, so they'll have it later on down the line. But it was a great honor, man.
So yeah, I'll get back to Elliot in a second. But which one kind of tells you made it more, being featured in a video game or the world title?
The world title, man. You can't. The world title, man. I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing like that. I mean, nothing like that. Well, you know, just the fact that, you know, you go places and people refer to you as world champion, you know, it's unbelievable. You know, it's a great feeling, and I'm being honest, man. I miss that, you know, and I'm working my butt off to get back to that point. And it's not going to be easy, but I'm most definitely here to do it.
Right. Going back for just a moment, I want to ask you, you know, obviously, you know, we talked about Roy Jones there for a moment. But what are your thoughts as far as him now and, you know, in his career? You know, he's still determined to go forward. What are your thoughts of what he's doing now? And you know, I mean, obviously you support him, but do you agree with what he's doing? Do you wish he'd hang it up, or do you think he's still got it in him somewhere?
Well, I just pray that he's healthy and that, you know, he's okay. But if you know, it's kind of difficult to tell someone to not go to work. You know, that's the way he's going to make his money. But I realize that we are in a competitive sport, and that the fans basically pay us. I would, if he would continue to fight, I would just hope that he would get in great shape and be in shape and be prepared to fight for 12 rounds, or 20 rounds, I should say. If he does that, then I think he'll be fine. But if he's not mentally prepared and physically prepared, then I don't think he should fight. But if he's getting himself in shape and he's just losing, you know, I think I look at it a little bit different. But once you started to get, you know, KO like he has been in the last few years, I think he should really look at what's going on. Honestly, and I said, this is Jeff, and I know Jeff can hear this. I said to him, I said, man, we're cool enough that if I'm not cutting it, tell me I need to sit my butt down. I didn't say butt, but tell me I need to sit down. I know he remembered the conversation because, you know, at the end of the day, I have a little baby here. I got 2 little kids here, 2 more little kids here. At the end of the day, when I come home, I want them to be able to look at me and I'll be able to talk to them and everything be okay. I want to be able to have the same conversation with you and them, you know, 10 years from now, and I sound okay and I'm okay. Boxing is a brutal sport, and boxing is what I do. It's not who I am. I will not stay in this game and embarrass myself ever again, or not be in shape going to a fight, you know, not prepared. It's not going to happen with me. I can only speak for myself. I'm not suggesting that Roy's doing that, but what I am saying is that at the end of the day, I want to be clear on where I'm going. I'm putting my shoes on right. I want to make sure that I'm okay. So if I'm getting flattened and knocked out and beat and banged on, I told Jeff and I told my other people here, tell me to sit down somewhere. Don't even train me. Well, stay away.
Well, I know Jeff, and I know he will do that. You know, I won't mention anything, but I know he's told fighters that in the past, and I told him I wanted to fight once, and he told me real quickly to sit down. So I know he's not afraid to do it. But the one thing about Jeff, you know, Jeff, you do have experience in, I guess now a former world champion, but you know, having guys that are you know, on the back end of 30 or 40 years old with Celestino Cavier, obviously. So So, working forward with Derrick here, what are the differences and what are the things with him that you want to work on as opposed to, maybe an up-and-coming fighter?
Are you asking me?
Yes, you. You don't want to end up like Jeff, Derrick. That's the thing. Don't end up like Jeff.
No. I mean, the one thing is that basically, if, just like Derrick said, he did. We sit down and we talk, and that's one thing that he said. He said, just keep it real with me. Don't let me go out there and make a fool of myself. And of course, I'm one of those trainers that I've already told fighters before that it's time for you to hang them up. And they were, guys that, who actually were a lot younger than Derrick, and plus, they were guys that, basically they had a name, but really couldn't cut it no more. And basically, I don't have a problem with telling the fighter that, it's over with. It's over with. I mean, I can't tell you to quit, but I can tell you that I'm no longer going to be a part of it. And most fighters that, I have a tendency to work with, I become friends with them, because actually I want to know, what makes that fighter tick. I want to know what's going on inside that fighter's head, and then sometimes what's going on at home, because a lot of times you gotta actually become a friend to a fighter to actually get to know a fighter, and like Derrick said, I mean, he has a family to take care of, and so boxing. Boxing can be a brutal sport, But I mean, he's been to the mountaintop, so he knows what it takes to get there again. And hopefully, that's what our goal is. Our goal is to, at least win a world title, and then hopefully go out on top.
So let me ask you this, Derrick. Then, you've been out of the spotlight for a while. How far away do you think you are? If you have the best success in each fight, how far do you think you're away from getting a shot like that? And give us your plan as far as how long you think you want to keep fighting, and each step along the way, what you think you're going to do.
Well, what I've done, December 6th, I'm gonna fight for one of the vacant WBC Intercontinental titles. Then I'm gonna fight again January 31st, and I'm gonna defend that title. I know I'm gonna win. I'm gonna defend that title, and then I think. In 2013, it's going to be a very key year for me as far as I'm going to eventually either fight for a spot to fight, the right to fight for the title or fight for the title. I don't think my step in my process is going to be a little bit faster than a guy who's just coming up. I'm a former champion, so it won't take me as long. I just need to get some fights in. Pretty much, I've talked to every organization recently, and basically they just wanted me to get a fight in, because I sat out for 2 years, and I did that already. So this next fight, like I said, is for one of the vacant WBC Intercontinental titles, and that will put me in the rankings right there, and then I'm going to defend it. That's going to move me up a little bit faster. And they have a guy who has a WBC title. I want to say it's a silver title, WBC silver title. I'm going to try to petition them for me to fight him. I don't know him, and I really don't care. I just know I feel great, and I want to fight anybody out there. I don't have time to waste. So whatever step I have to take, if I have to fight once a month, I'm going to fight once a month. I'm going to make some noise, and I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to stay in shape. See, I realize at this stage here, every move has to be very precise. I have to stay in shape, stay ready. I can't let my body just go out of shape. I can't do that anymore. I have to, every time you see me now, I'm gonna be in shape. I can't take no chances. You know what I'm saying? So I know what I'm facing. My maturity level is so much better. I understand the game. I know what I need to do. I just need to do it. And the thing that I wanted to do more than anything, and I did it the other night, was just let my hands go. Be aggressive and throw more punches. And in doing so, I think everything will open up for me.
All right. So give us your, the ultimate finish to your career. How does it end for you? Your dreams?
my thing is to go out as world champion. I'm going to fight at 35. I'm going to win the title at 35. I want to win the title at 40, and then go out on top. Retire, go into sunset go out as world champion. That's my plan. That's what I want to do. So
you don't want to just win and retire. You want to win it and win another one as well.
Oh yeah. I'm not coming back for one title. You kidding me? Who does that? I just told you I came from 190 pounds, man. In April when I came to Vegas, I was 190 pounds. You understand what I'm saying? This April I was 190 pounds, man. So for me to drop all that weight, you think I'm dropping all this weight to fight for the title at one time? Come on, man. I'm not in it for that, man. This is so for real. I trust me. I don't like to fly. I'm not flying way out of the train with Jeff, man, just to win the title one time. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
no,
Jeff,
man, I got to do it.
Right. Now, Jeff, unfortunately, you didn't get the corner in the last fight because you went the first time and there was a hurricane or whatever, and then the second time there was problems with the opponent. So, Jeff, tell us about that. I mean, how unfortunate was it that you weren't able to be in the corner, and do you think that at all hinders you going forward with him in his next fight?
No. Because I understand the situation. There's no lack of communication between me and Derrick, and I was already informed on what happened, so it wasn't a big deal. And plus, I know that the opposition that was put in front of him, the last time, he didn't necessarily need me, to be there. But of course, when we start stepping up in class, of course he's going to need, to work with me, and and basically, and that's the case. It's just not, and it was unfortunate. It's just an unfortunate situation that happened. So like I said, he was able to keep the ball rolling, and and keep his career alive, and we're gonna keep on doing what we got to do until we get to where we need to be.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
That's right. We're in church right now.
That's right. That's what we're gonna do, baby.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do.
Elliot, you got some other stuff?
Yeah. Hey, Derrick, how many more years do you want to keep fighting?
It just depends, 3 to 5 years, 3 to 5 years. Five will be on the high, but 3 years, again, my process and what I have to do is getting to that next level. It's not going to take me as long as it would take just a regular contender. Most of the time when you're a former champion, you can petition, and some of these people, if my last name was Klitschko, I'll be champion. I'll come out of retirement as champion. You know what I'm saying? So, I need to take a couple fights before I get to that point. But I think I'll be all right. I think within 2013 I'll be champion, and then I'll defend the title, and then within 3 to 5 years, me and Jeff, we're gonna chill out. I'm gonna chill out. I'm just gonna go and visit Jeff. No more fighting.
We're gonna smoke some weed.
Oh, no. No, I ain't gonna never do that. I can't do that, man. Oh, Lord.
Jeff just started doing that the other day, and he won't stop it. He's been stoned for 3 days straight now.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness. Man, you ain't want to talk good, man. Oh, that's crazy. No, I ain't gonna be able to do that, man. That's okay. If I did that, I would make 140, man. I could make my weight, man.
You be snacking too much, right?
Yeah, I'm sure, man. I'm sure. That's crazy.
It ain't the weed. It ain't the weed. It's the weed.
Oh, my goodness. I ain't gonna eat some wings. After that, we eat a lot of wings.
I don't know if you know it, Derrick, but Jeff turned into a big pothead since the last time you were here, so you need to be careful.
Oh, no, not Jeff. Not Jeff. No, I'm not buying that one.
You just heard that. You just heard the bags ruffling in the background, right? That was a Dorito. See, he just.
Oh my goodness.
He's been snacking.
That's crazy.
And Derrick, 2013, you want to fight for a world title?
Yes.
Can you throw some names out there of a few boxers that you would like to step in the ring with?
Man, I fight anybody. You look at my record. I've never turned down a fight. I turn down my collar. That's it. I don't turn down fights, man. I fight whoever has the title. Whoever has the title, I will fight him. It doesn't matter to me. There's a lot of good fights out there. There's a very interesting fight that's going to take place in November. Broner and DeMarcus, I think his name is. That's a very interesting fight. Then you have the guy with the WBA. He's fighting. I want to say the guy Sharif, I think his name is. I think he's fighting for a title, a vacant title. So it's there are a lot of interesting fights out there, 135 and 140. So I don't mind. I'll fight anybody, man. Fighters, we fight anybody. We don't turn down fights, man. We don't believe in that.
You need to get with him on Celestino. Your once a month fight pattern there would be something we can get Celestino doing. He's having all kinds of trouble getting fights there for himself. So, unfortunately, he's in kind of the same situation. He's getting up there, but he just can't get a fight. So he's been inactive for quite a while. So
trust me, as featherweight champ, I can relate. I had one guy that mentioned my name as featherweight champion, so I can understand that. But what he might want to do is what I don't mind doing right now to just get going. Just take fights, just fight, because the thing about it for me, being inactive and not fighting, it hurts you more than anything. Especially I'm able to be sharp, by taking fights. So, going back to training and right back for this fight in December, I it felt like I just, I feel great. I wasn't hurt or sore or anything like that. I just feel great, man. So I think I perform better as long as I'm staying active.
I know it's a little late out there in Florida, so before we let you go, though, one more thing. Jeff's a great storyteller. Unfortunately, he never tells the stories on the radio here. So, you got any good story or anything interesting that happened between you guys in the past you want to share with us?
Man, no, man. No, the only thing that was crazy was his phone going off like that. That was it, man. His phone, all the text messages. His phone went dead from all the text messages. And he he snores real loud when he's driving in the car. He went to sleep on me and he snores real loud. That was it pretty much.
Well, now we know the texts are probably all from his dealers apparently, and the ladies.
You're right about that.
Give me the keys, baby. Give me the phone of the keys.
You're right about that.
All right, Jeff, what about you? Anything fun and interesting as far as working with Derrick?
Well, me and Derrick is competitive, in our even in our training. We're competitive. Of course, my job is to try to tighten up his defense any way I can, and of course, you know how I do that. And basically, his challenges also is to to make me miss. And and also it's just an ongoing challenge all the time, but it's fun and spirited.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, well, really appreciate you taking the time with us, Derrick. It sounds like you got everything mapped out, and it's commendable because, like I said, you've been pretty inactive for the last few years. So to come back at 40 years old, and looking to make your mark again, that's really impressive. And working with Jeff, if anybody can help you do it, it's him. Tell the folks, where they can keep up with you. You got Twitter, Facebook, that kind of thing.
I do. I'm on Facebook and I'm on Twitter also. It's my name, Derrick Smoke. Go ahead.
I was gonna say your Twitter though. You got that block on it, so you got to get approved by you, right?
I don't know how to take that off. I wish you could tell me how to take that off.
Well, you can't do. Well, I know. One of our people, Elaine, that works with us, she had the same problem. If you use it on your phone, you can't do it there. Apparently, it's got to be on your desktop computer.
On my desktop. I have my laptop. So just log in on my laptop and try it?
Yeah, log in your laptop and go to the settings and then, knock it off of private there. Because I tried to add you yesterday and it said I had to get approval there from you.
Yes. I had a lot of people that that emailed me and told me the same thing. So I need to do that. Because I tried doing it on my phone. You're right. It wouldn't let me do it. So on Twitter, I'm Smoke Gainer. On Twitter, I'm going to take the block off. And then on my Facebook, it's just Derrick Smoke Gainer.
All right. And then anything else you want to, tell people who are following you, a message for anybody?
No, man, just everybody tune in. I'll be fighting December 6th against a undefeated fighter from Houston. The fight will be a Ustream fight, Ustream /Fight Camp TV. And I'm coming back, baby. That's it. I appreciate the support, all my fans. Thank you guys for having me. Jeff, I'll see you soon. I'm gonna take your ribs up when I see you, man.
Just don't be near him anytime you're gonna be testing for anything. You don't want any of the fumes to get to you.
Oh man, no, my man, I ain't worried about that. I'm not worried about that. Thank y'all, man.
Ellie, do you have anything for Derrick before he goes?
Derrick, I wish you the best on your next fight. We'll be watching, and hopefully we can get you back on the show. And thanks a lot.
All right, man. Thanks for having me, man. I'll most definitely come back. Yeah,
we'll get you back after your next victory there in December. And yeah, thanks again. I really appreciate having you on, and best of luck to you. It's great to see you back in there. I know you have a lot of fans that have missed you over the last several years, so best of luck to you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
All right, Jeff. I'm gonna let you send him out again, like you do with Larry Holmes. You can send out Derrick there.
You ready?
I'm ready. Go ahead. Oh.
Why? What?
That's all he gets.
That's it?
Yes. Why is
that's it?
Oh, my stomach hurts.
You see what I have to work with here, Derrick? This is terrible.
Man, that's horrible, man. Man, later, man.
Yeah, you can tell someone else. This is one of your guys. You're just gonna say bye. You're not gonna.
Oh, that's my signature.
Man, later, man. I'll talk to y'all later, okay. Man. Later.
All right. Appreciate it, Derrick. Take care. All right, so that was Derrick Gainer, former and hopefully future champion. Great of him to join us. And earlier, obviously, we had the legendary Larry Holmes. Thanks so much to him. He had the days confused. He actually thought he was coming on yesterday, so he even took his time off from watching the debate. So we really appreciate having him on. Elliot, thanks for joining us. Tell the folks where they can follow you and what you got going on.
Yeah, if anyone wants to follow me, keep up with some boxing news for Pro Boxing Insider, follow me at Vicious Vasquez. And on Facebook is just my name, Elliot Vasquez Torres. And if anybody wants to check out my blog and comment, I always return all my comments. It's simply the boxingpost.wordpress.com. And thank you.
I appreciate having you. And then I'll do the honors for you, Jeff, since you'll just say bye. You can follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff Mayweather 1. And, follow us both on our Facebook page. It's Jeff Mayweather's Pro Boxing Insider, so follow us there. Jeff, just last thoughts on the night, and Derrick or Larry, anything you want to add? Bye.
That's it, man.
All right, we'll just leave it at that. Thanks so much, everybody, and every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Central, will be on. Thanks to ATG Radio, just moved over there. Last week was our first week, so thanks so much to them for allowing us to be on their network. And we will see everybody next week. Thanks a lot.
I'll see you next week.
One more time, Jeff.
Bye.